Video 106. G.I. Joe video this time. I just did a Thundercats video. Now we're going to G.I. Joe. And you get G.I. Joe, and you get random Ziploc bags full of parts. I have here, it's like the rocket launcher bit. And like the control, remote control, radio control, remote control to a scrap iron, 1984 G.I. Joe scrap iron. So I have two of these, 3 rockets, and his controller. Well, I have those parts, so you gotta try and find a figure that doesn't have these parts but has the parts that you need. So you need a figure, you need the tripod, the stand, and you need his blaster and the figure, because I already have the rockets and this. Well, you'll find the figure and he has this and a gun, or you'll find the figure and he has everything but a gun. And you'll find a figure and he'll have his blaster and this extension cord. And it's like you're trying to limit the waste. So this has been going on probably for a couple years. I've had at least 5 scrap irons on my watch for like a couple years. And I finally came across one middle of last week that is about as close as I'm probably going to get to everything that I need and doesn't have what I already have. So waste not to waste. So yesterday, like I said, I bought 4 things, and 2 things came yesterday in the mail. So there's that. They did really awesome packaging. I threw away half the bubble wrap and tissue paper on all these, and just the bare amounts to get it just in the car at home. I have a scrap iron. What did I get? 1984 G.I. Joe scrap iron. Batty. 84, but it looks like a newer figure. And the description says, I'm checking his, says new O-ring, so I don't know if I'm going to crack him open or not to take a look. I'm going to look at his screws. All the screws look brand new. There's still shininess in there. Still shiny. If I would have took him apart and soaped him up, I would have got a Q-tip. Stuck him out there. He's got the good Cobra emblem there on his right arm. What does he have on his left, do you think? A little visor wear. It seems like a differenter paint. With his body and arms and all are shiny, but his helmet seems like pretty dull. So I got him. The guy. You always find him in some bits, but never the right bits to what you need. I had 3 rockets. And this set here, that's the only bad part. But these rockets look like they are in better shape. The color looks a lot better. Yeah, the color looks a lot better. They got some... It's crazy. That came off. There's some silver paint on the exhaust on that one that came off of my nail. It's a very rubbery plastic. Just scraping off this silver paint with my fingernail. And just kind of sitting on top. It'd be so old and brittle by now. It should just come like right off. Is that this little chunk? Yeah, there she goes. That little chunk on the fin, it didn't want to come off, is in there. So I got 2 rockets. And this is a pain. You always find half the rocket, because this rocket, there's this part, and then the base is 3 parts. So you'd always find the turret part, and then there would never be legs. So I got legs. Legs is a 2-piece. I got the turret part, which it actually sit like that, because it plugs in to the bottom of the rocket. Sneezed. Okay, and I got his blaster. I was talking about that crab guy. Gave him a scrub up and a squiz for the riz and get out the operation table. I went ahead and gave him a little scrub. I'm going to go ahead and crack him open. I want to check out this new O-ring. So, I just kind of turn the head to crack the shoulders apart. And you can have your way at it. Check out how new. So yeah, I think the ones that they use are way too small. Go ahead and grab my dish towel. If I can get the O-ring out. See if they're too big. No, they're not too big, they're too small. I'm gonna see what I got. Grab a different one. That is dinky dink. He's gonna end up, it's gonna be so tight that he's gonna like implode. And with it so small, then it stretches, makes it thinner, and opens up them pores. So I'm going to go ahead and grab me a different O-ring, because that's too dinky dink. I couldn't. Yeah, that's too small. I got tons of options. I got one right here. It's like twice as big, and well, nowhere near put that much stress on the figure itself. I try to hold you a comparison. That one between my figures is the one that came on. This one, this side is I'm gonna replace it. Yeah, way bigger. Looks like that one been used. That's not the one I want anyhow. It's this one. This one's bigger. Grab the one on top. Looking through it. That one might be bigger yet. That one's unused. I'm gonna use it. Then go to figure out what size I need and go to Rural King and get me some more O-rings. I have this kit, but I'm only using one size, and I'll never need those bigger sizes. So I'm gonna throw him in there, seal this back up so they don't dump out. Just flop the plastic over the cardboard. Give him, check him out. Your mouth makes wind. Check those out. See if I need to give him those parts of polish. Try to give him legs a rub. Here in the corner of the towel. Without losing all my little parts. Trying to find a little damper part. There's a crack in the shoulder. Just seen that. Yeah, it's like, it's so tight. On the back, this is the back of his left arm. There's that crack right there on top. Yeah, that joint is like way super too tight. Wow. That one ain't like it. There's his right arm. The back of it ain't like that. Shiny. Alright, let's get him strapped on here. Start the hook. Squeeze that O-ring to elongate it because you have to fish it through the crotch. And then I always grab it with my screwdriver. Well, I would have. Make sure his feet and his you-know-what are facing the right direction. Place him on here. It's tight. I don't know if it was a figure that didn't get very much action or not. Maybe it's just more static. Maybe they didn't sell as many. I don't know. Alright, so then his peg that you want to hook is on his back, so always hook his back. Oh yeah. That's gotta be better. One of the pegs. He's got pegs on either side. One of them's broke off inside the hole. So that's super ridiculous tight. I don't know if I have any other. I get the bigger option. I don't see how he got that small one laced in there. It's bad enough how tight this one was, and it was bigger. How do I replace it? I'm stepping up. That'd be a lot more relaxed, and it won't be stretched so tight. That's what I should have done to begin with. I was like, well, any of them would have been better than what was in it. Got so many of these. I need to go through them and make them all the same size, but sometimes they're not always the same size. The female figures are smaller. It just depends. I don't know if they changed the idea, the design later. It's not always the same O-ring, but I mean, yeah, that's going better. So hold them together. It's thicker, makes it more stronger. It won't lose its shape, and it'll be stout enough to hold him. It won't be so stretched out. It'll to where it'll fail, disintegrate. Huh. This figure's been doctored before. I'm noticing all kinds of things. I'm glad I went ahead and cracked him open to investigate this. I don't want to get him squeezed together here. There's a pin you screw in there in the center, but then there's a pin. I've never seen that around. There's 3 pins, one on the top and one on either side. I've never seen that before. That's to hold, to like surround the O-ring or push it back to where it's in place. Let's get his head in. Go ahead and start his head in. Make sure his arms are on the right side. There's even you can tell the discoloration. The hinge is a really bright, vibrant blue, like his forearms. But his bicep is like a completely different, like, discoloring blue. Get him squeezed together. Line him up. Squeeze him together. They went without. He went without all his detachments, without his appendages. I got lined his O-ring. His head post was in the way of his shoulder. Why was he going to be a pain? I got futz with it. He's not cooperating. Happens. Okay, there his bodies together. I gotta crack his shoulders apart, his head in. This is a version 1. I guess the version 2 came with red parts, red rockets. Well, it wasn't really red, it was like a maroon. I thought about doing like a variant. But it seemed like there's more red parts out there than the black ones. I don't know. He is not going. I'm gonna have to fiddle with him. And he fits until you start putting his arms in, and then he wants to spring him apart. It makes me think that the arms are different, or they're a different figure, or cut a little different. But I can put his torso together. But until I put his head in was fine. But then whenever I start putting his arms in, yeah. So I had to make sure I just got him squeezed back together. Yippee. Now I feel better. At least he'll last. That thicker rubber. Alright, now let's put his rocket thingy together. I took it apart so I could clean it. There was a glue, like glue residue on everything. I don't know if that's what I did. But that was why I had it in storage, but they both had glue. I was like, maybe it had glue on it. But I was like, I have 2 of them, and they both had glue. I had them stored. I was like, I don't think I got them from the same place. There we go. I guess it just, I don't know. I thought maybe it would kind of snap together. I guess it does hold it. The legs kind of flop in there until you press the pin from underneath into the base. So I got that. Put rockets in. Like that. Like that. And then this has got a peg. You peg it into the hole on the back of the rocket launcher. I wondered. It can be, it is pointed up a little bit. You can see that. I thought if it was like completely level, you'd just be taking out radiators, I guess. So there's that. I'm guessing he holds it in his hand somehow. I'll have to get me a G.I. stand. Yeah, this is turning into a thing. Figure out. I'll make him right-handed for the blaster, and he can hold the. Controller in his left, I reckon. But alright, cool. Sure. Yeah. Can you see? No, not really. And this is the kind of content you pay for, you know. You'd want your money back even if it was free. Alright, there, got it. Let's see, camera 2. Boink. Yeah, that's my pile of shame I'm just doing my video on top of. Alright, cool, that works for me. You gotta let me fix his rockets. And I'll get a figure stand to help stand him up. So I got scrap iron 1984 complete. It is not a expensive figure. I paid $24 for it, and you could get a complete one for that. So you're not saving anything, but I just didn't want to waste any more parts than I had to. Got some good figure baggies out of the deal. I might keep those. But okay, all fixed. So I'll throw him on leave him on the table. I get me a figure stand. Leave him on the table for a few days, and I'll be back with part 2. So I did part 1, LJN, part 2, scrap iron. So then there'll be a part 3 and part 4. And one of those is going to be a project. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be kind of fun or funny. So thanks for watching. I'm at 27 minutes. Thanks for sticking with me that long, if you could stand it. And I'll let you go about your business. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's a rainy one this way. Later.